Now it's time to hit your legs. This is the low down workout. And yes, we're focusing on lower body. So let's go ahead and get warmed up and we'll move into this strength workout for the lower body. All right, first of all, make your way down to the floor. Something called fire hydrant. Just like 10 of these each side is perfect. Drive the heel toward the ceiling. Bring the knee out to the side. So when you drive the heel up, you'll feel the glute turn on and then get a little mobility. So just, shoulders right over your wrists. And try not to twist too much. Just try to limit that, focus that movement around the hip. How about one more here? Now the other side, I'll show you a bit of a different view. Drive the heel up, feel the glute turn on, bring the knee out and around. So about 10 of these. Just a good little mobility and, well, it'll turn the glutes on a little bit too, especially if you have to work at a desk a lot. Sometimes among other muscles, but especially glutes get a little underactive and you got to be a little more conscious about turning those on to get ready for your workout. Just one more. All right, come on up, feet nice and wide. Now, the workouts, we're just doing a little bit of a warm-up. If you feel like you need more, by all means, you can stop the video, get yourself a little more warmed up, however you might be doing that. Maybe you need a little stretching, maybe a little more, just a little walking, a little more activity. This next one, a low lateral walker, feet down, of course, flat, good contact with the floor. That's what I really mean. Good full contact with the floor. Toes going straight ahead, bend the knees a little bit, side to side. One side then the other, hands can be here. If you need to, you can always hold on to something in front of you, or maybe a pole if you have a dowel. Here's kind of a side view. But obviously when you go to one side, heels stay down. You're going to really feel that inner thigh open up. You'll feel the quads working too, side to side. And just one more each side, please. About 10 each way is perfect for this, just getting warmed up. All right, and now we're going to go into our first strength move. 3 sets of 8 are what is recommended for this one. I'm going to go through each one once. You can go back, do them. 3 sets of 8 is what's recommended today. Okay, lunge. Grab a couple weights. You can also obviously do this with just body weight. I have a couple of my adjustables here. Find a weight that's worked. We're going to do a back lunge. So big step back, land on the ball of the foot, alternate your feet. Arms hanging down by your side. So when you land, do it evenly across the ball of the foot. Note how that front knee stays over the front heel. Alternate your feet, looking forward. Don't lunge back, don't, extend back. You want find a spot of focus there. Let the upper body, it'll come forward just a little bit. Arms hanging by your side. Remember, just 8 reps each side. All right, that is excellent. You can set your weights down. Next one we really don't need weight for. I'll back up a little bit just so you can see my arms overhead, but that's the setup. Feet going straight ahead, second toe, technically, in line with the kneecap. Arms up, 8 of these. Heel raise. Heels come up and then slowly go down. Heels come up, pause, and slowly down. Here's a side view for you. Pause at the top. Takes a little bit of balance. But lower leg, good movement here. Little plantar flexion. It's a heel raise. One more, please. All right, beautiful. Next up, we've got a sprinter, but it's slow. We're slowing it down. It's like we're in slow motion. We're going to do one side, then we'll do the other. So, left foot down, pick up the right foot. What you're doing is, if you're standing on the left leg, push that left hip back. Push that left hip back. Think about that to really turn on that glute like we mentioned earlier. Here's that side. Standing on my left leg, bring the right arm forward like you're running. Push that hip back. Come up. You can touch if you need to or balance. 8 of these. Find a spot of focus. It's like you've slowed down. It's like you're watching a highlight from a game or something and they're showing you how fast that athlete is moving. Whoa! You may need to reestablish balance. You'll feel that engagement in your core, of course, too. The glute should really be working here. All right, beautiful. Other side, just 8 on each side. Later on, if you want to, once you get a feel for this one, you can add a couple light weights in your hands, but it's really not necessary. This is a good focused lower body move. Yes, what's working? Yes, you're right. The glute's working. I feel it. But heel is down. Good. Keep that good even weight distribution. This is, yes, as much about balance. It's great if you're a runner. Running being a single leg sport. All right, grab a dumbbell. Just one. Doesn't have to be a ton of weight, but it'll help you. This is going to, yeah, you're gonna find a theme here. All right, pick up that right foot. Hips level, ribs level, shoulders level. Find a spot to focus on. I'll look at your pretty face. Pick up that right foot. Push the left hip back. So like a single leg deadlift, hip hinge. You know, most exercises have a lot of different ways you can describe it. But just pushing that hip back. We're not trying to touch here. You want that engagement. You're not trying to really round your back either. So really push that hip back. Keep the knee of the standing leg soft. Not to give too much instruction here. You can see and get a feel for it yourself. All right, 8 reps. Switch sides, same thing. I'll show you the other view. So if you're picking up your left leg, staying on that right leg, holding your left hand. You're standing on the right leg, yes. Think about extending at the hip, pushing the hip back, if you will. Again, you could tap the toe each time of that leg which is lifted. Yeah, that's great. We'll do 8 reps here. One side will probably take a little more, let's say, concentration than the other. That's normal. We have one side that's usually a little more dominant with strength, one side a little more dominant than we always lead with in movement, one side a little more better able to balance on. One more, please. All right, beautiful. We're going to move to the floor now. Now remember, you can go through 3 sets of these. Come down to your knees. This is mobility as much as anything. Hands here, just kind of out in front. Be on your toes or on top of your feet. Either way, push the hips back. Try to keep the upper body fairly vertical. So here's kind of a side view. Knees in line with the heels, in line with the outside of the hips. Or here's the front view, he said. That's what I meant to say. 8 of these. Seems simple, seems easy. Good mobility. Takes a little bit of mobility around the ankles. So if your feet and ankles are a bit tight, you can always stay here. That might be a little more available for you right now. One more. All right, now stay on your knees. That same setup. Prisoner stand up. One side then the other. Just alternate sides here. Hands here. Elbows back. Look straight ahead. Up. Stand up. Leading with the left. Lead with the right. Left. And then left back. Right. Stand up. Right back. Yeah, correct. That looks great. How do I know it looks great? Because I know you. You're doing great. And I think I messed up because, but anyway, the point is, right up, right back. Nice job. Let's go to your left. And then right. Leading with the right when you step back. Left. Lead with the left when you step back. Beautiful. Let's do one more on each side. All the way back down. And now stand up. Note which leg you stand up with first, just naturally, without thinking. That's the leg you normally lead with when you're walking around. So oftentimes, if you're left-handed, you lead with the right, and vice versa. We have two more. Dynamic jump squat. You don't have to leave the ground, but think about power. Think about, so feet about hips distance apart. No weight. Push your hips back, arms come out front. Jump squat, you don't have to leave the ground, you can come up on your toes. 8 of these. Soft landing, those legs are like springs. Good, nail that landing. Nail that landing. Sink into it, pause, take it real slow when you're going down. Emphasizing the eccentric part. I'm moving to show you different views, you don't have to move around like that. One more. Beautiful. And let's finish. Find a wall, an exterior door. Those are thicker. Wall sit. So we'll do this 45 seconds. Knees over the heels. Toes going straight ahead. It's a good time to find some alignment there. Kneecap in line. You can think about big toe, but technically it's second toe. Arms down by your side. Low back, mid back, kind of where your ribs are. Shoulders against the wall. You don't have to force your head back. Do tuck your chin a little bit though, because that's a good time to work on more vertical alignment and stacking in the upper spine. And by now, hopefully I've blabbed on enough that you didn't even notice that that was 45 seconds in a wall sit. Come on up. Nice job. Make your way down to make your way down to the floor. A couple of stretches for you here. Now, if you're going through the strength portion again, by all means, hold off on this. Lie on your back, right ankle on your left knee. Kind of like a figure 4. Both hands around the left thigh. So what you want to avoid is this. You probably see people in the gym doing this. What the heck is that? Other than just training extra flexion in your upper spine and tensioning your neck and shoulders. No, we want to stretch our hip. So, right ankle on the left knee. That's it. Supine, I call it figure 4. I'm sure there's other names for it. Switch sides. Now, just like with all stretches, and stretching is part of the whole process. It's not the thing. But this, we're just doing it at the end of the workout. That's usually the best time to do static stretches. But really, do what works best for you. Some people like foam rolling. Some people really get the most out of manual therapy, massage therapy. All right, one more thing, something that's going to rock your world if you've never done it before. I'm stepping off camera just a moment. Now, there's going to be a couple different levels here. Called couch stretch. You may have seen this before. I have a simple weight bench here. You could do this against a wall as well. You could do it on the floor. It's often known as crescent, kneeling crescent. Bring that foot up. As long as your knees are okay with this, it may take a second to get you to kind of feel like you're getting stable. You want that stability. Note where my foot is. Note where my knee is here. As you get better at it, you can bring the knee right under the ankle. Hold on to something in front or in back, and that's it. That's right. Uber, hip flexor, stretch. I'll turn to give you another view. And the other side. Now, this is one. You could do this with any stretch. But there are certain particular ones, especially if you haven't done this one before, stay here a while. Give it 45 seconds, a minute, longer if you can. And really allow those hip flexors to release. If you have to sit a lot, they get short and tight. The hip flexors affect everything. It's not just, you just don't feel tight in the front of your thighs. They go and they connect in your pelvis, which affects your low back. Some of the longer ones, those hip flexors, like iliopsoas or psoas, you may have heard of. I mean, that's connecting up in your lower spine, so it definitely affects lower back health. Switch sides. It's not just lower back health in the way you feel, but the way you move, which is really what this is about. It's about movement, my friend. So staying here about 45 seconds or a minute for this couch, we'll call it a couch stretch. That's what it's often referred to as. In that, you can do it while you're watching TV. You can put your foot up on a couch or a chair, an ottoman, something where you're well supported. You remember that front leg, you want that knee over the heel. You don't want to have the foot too far out or too far back. All right, beautiful. That was your low down lower body workout.